Today is June 9th. Still no Yankees baseball. Still no Yankees baseball. Still no Yankees baseball. But we do have some voicemails, so let's answer those and let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY and Jake. Recaps galore and weekly awards. Stat lines, steaming hot takes. Your Yankees news with these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY and Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY and Jake.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin' Yanks. My name is Jimmy, and I'm joined, as always, by Jake. He is in the Upper East Side. I am in Harlem, and producer Big Baby David is in New Jersey. Did you shake your head? How can we shake your head?
I don't live in the Upper East Side. We gotta start correcting that.
Where do you live?
Carnegie Chill, brah.
Where's that?
North of the Upper East Side.
What's it called?
Carnegie Hill.
Oh, that doesn't fall into a bigger neighborhood name? Oh, cool. Anyway, how's your weekend? How you doing?
Sorry, dog. I'm good. I'm good, man. How about the weekend? The sun was out. Big protest weekend. Went to the park for a little bit.
It says Carnegie Hill is a neighborhood within the Upper East Side. So, you're Upper East Side
we
through
left,
and through.
dude. We left. I'm telling you. I'm trying to catch you up, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm doing good. How are you doing? Big weekend for you.
Big weekend. Got a dog. Got engaged. Went down the shore. Went in the ocean for the first time. It was freezing. It was so cold. Now I'm back in the city. We're going to be moving back into the office today. A lot of things changing. A lot of fun. So it's been good. And we got another Fugazi update from MLB today, which is bummer.
Yeah, I mean, the dance continues. We're going to get 48 games. How many more will we get? And I hope it is more, because I just had the realization, like, the 81 that we've been kind of scratching and clawing and hoping for is like a little over a month of baseball. And it's the difference between baseball bringing back hope and being the first back and leading the way, and baseball returns and baseball huzzah, or miss a month and a week of games and baseball's the worst. Nobody cares. The season's illegitimate. So pretty crazy that we would let that hang in the balance as a sport. So hopefully it's a pressure-packed couple of days for the players in the union, but I think it's just going to trickle along, and we'll see if something happens.
This new proposal has me thinking that it's still option 2 of your 3 options outcomes, which is the owners are going to cave. They've agreed that they will cave eventually, but they just want to keep hammering and seeing how much they can continue to ask for and how many times they can be rejected to see if they can crack the armor of the union at all before caving. But I also think that they are doing what Trevor Plouffe told us they were going to do as well, which is just stall until it gets down to 60 games and just negotiate in bad faith until there's only 60 games left. But it is embarrassing that they just keep offering the same thing in different words. Yeah,
and I think the owners underestimate how much. Well, the actual baseball fans, who MLB's ignored for years, and they don't care about their opinions because they just want new fans when it's, hey, take care of the fans already in house. But how many fans they will lose between 48 games and 75 games? How big of a difference that makes in an MLB season? So we'll see. The owners are on their perch. A good tweet I saw was that the owners first they offered one $20 bill, and then they offered 2 $10 bills, and now they offered 4 $5 bills, seeing if the players would take the cheese on any of them. So it'll be interesting, man.
What would you rather? What would you rather there?
I'm probably going 5s. I don't like any change, so the 5 gives a better chance of less change.
I'm with you. I'd take the 4-5s.
Yeah. So that gets a little tricky, though. It depends like what your wallet deal is.
10 and 2 5s would be ideal.
One bill could be ideal depending how much stuff you have in there. So we'll see. I'm fully braced for the 48-game season. I'm guessing we're gonna end up in a laughable area, like I think the 60-61 number people are starting to float around a lot, which is funny because you and I think on camera and off camera have honest moments where we've been like, so what's like our actual number that we'd be okay with? And we're like kind of bottom line like 70. Like just get over 70. And it feels like they're just going to come in right under there just to not to fuck with us, but to fuck with the sport that we love. So, yeah, interesting to see. Go Yankees.
Go Yankees. Frustrating. The Angel Hernandez stuff, did you see that today?
Yeah, that's pretty fun. How about that?
In case anyone didn't see, MLB and Angel Hernandez are at war right now. Joe Torre's mad at him. They had a disciplinary call or an investigative call when there was this game last year, Rays versus Red Sox, where Angel Hernandez forgot how to write a lineup card with double switches, and then there was a 30-minute break. I did a whole breakdown on it. It was miserable to do. And when they investigated the situation, they called a conference call with Angel Hernandez, and then he was supposed to hang up. And then they called the next ump, Hickok or something his name is. And Angel Hernandez never hung up. So he just listened on mute to the next conversation to see if Hickok would, have his back or throw him under the bus or what they were talking about. And now Joe Torre's mad at him. And Angel Hernandez says that you hate me because I'm Cuban and you hate me because and Joe Torre specifically hates me because I blew a call, or he doesn't like a call in the 2001 World Series, 2000 World Series, like 20 years ago. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that MLB put out a laundry list of complaints about Angel Hernandez, and I was like, oh, so they know he's bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like when a profession goes unchecked for years that those people get a little out of control.
How strong is the union that like MLB can't get rid of? They have a laundry list of complaints, and they've never been able to do anything?
I mean, you could get a group of Major League Baseball fans from each team. Let's just do 30 teams. We pick a fan from Twitter who's pretty interactive, and you said, hey, you just gave them a random MLB quiz. Angel Hernandez as an ump, would you put him as A, good, B, average, or C, terrible? I think you're getting, 28 C's, terrible?
Yeah.
Minimum?
Really bad.
So... And, yeah, man, that's just, I don't know. I'll stay out of life for now. But good job, Angel Hernandez. Terrible at your job for 2 decades.
That is impressive. It is impressive. This episode...
I like getting a giggle out of BBD. That does something for me.
This episode of Talkin' Yanks and the voicemails we are about to listen to are brought to you by Lisa McLaughlin, Fernando Alba, Peter Sarich, Charlie Camp, great name, Jill Hempel, and Patrick Knapp, spelled Knapp, obviously. Knapp.
Who are those people, Jim?
Those are our most recent Patreon supporters, patreon.com/TalkinYanks. Thank you very much for supporting us. We appreciate it. Let's get straight into these voicemails.
Hey, Jimmy and Jake, it's the Todd Father calling from New York. BBD, mark it on the map. Hey, Jim, congrats to you and Katie on the big news. Very happy for you both. Also, congrats on bringing McDougal home. I'm sure Noodle will enjoy playing with him in 2021. Also, just want to say the last episode of Talkin' Yanks was really good with the Pinstripe Strong guys. It's just crazy how people treat people completely different just because the color of their skin is different. Hopefully this could be the start of a big turnaround. Maybe it's not the end of the world, but, the start of a better one. I don't know. Keep the conversation going. Black Lives Matter. Hoping for baseball, too. Go Yanks.
All right. So just a general nice voicemail from the Todd Father. Congrats to Caitlin and myself. McDougal hanging out. Took him on some walks today. A lot of cars. He was born on an Amish farm, so... The cars, can you imagine? Like, what the hell are these things?
I can. A lot of people can't. I can.
Yeah, you can. And then what else did you talk about? Yeah, the podcast we did last week with Joe's and Christian and Keith. A lot of people. We got a lot of really nice compliments, a lot of good DMs, a lot of good emails, a lot of good feedback from people saying, like, whoa. I had like a couple people like, I grew up like you, and I did not realize other people did not grow up like us. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's the big change.
Go listen.
Go
Watch
listen.
13th Amendment on Netflix.
Oh, Katie was
Open your ears, open
bawling
your
her
eyes.
eyes out.
Yep.
Just crying.
Look out,
there.
it's Bubak. I was talking to my dad this weekend about, are the Yankees, or I guess is MLB going to even get anything accomplished? Are we going to have a season? What's he think? And he kind of mentioned about, if the NBA restarts on July 31st, they go till October, middle of October, and then they restart again in December of 2020. I mean, how much do you think is that going to overshadow if, let's say, MLB doesn't come to an agreement and doesn't have a season? How much does that screw baseball, I guess, is my question. Hey, congrats, Jim. Jake, I miss you. Love you guys. Peace.
Thanks, Bubak. Jake, you want to take it? How much does this screw baseball if there's no agreement?
We're still yet to see, and I think that's what people... I forget if we did this on here. We definitely did it on Talkin Baseball a little bit. But I think what we're running into is the fact that not having a deadline also kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because guess what? All the early plans we heard about, maybe a June 10th return and whatever. I think this most recent proposal by the league had the regular season ending September 27th. So again, think about what we're doing. Like, if we drag this out to June 15th, we could probably sneak in a legit half a season or whatever you're looking for. So we're starting to get into the real how is the cookie going to crumble time. I mean, the players are going to take a prorated pay. They're not going to come off of that. That has been their word from the start. They've been firm on it. And they have to be firm on it this year for future years going forward. This is what the union was built on. So that will never come down. So for me, it's where will they land between 48 games, which is the commissioner-laden number that they had in that original contract, which I wonder if the players are regretting or happy about, or are we going to get closer to 81? I think the 112 the players originally threw out there, that's kind of a fugazi negotiation number. But yeah, it's kind of the speech I gave at the start of this, that you could do 81 games, be the first league back, and, pride in baseball, have eyes only on you for 3 weeks. Or, you could be the last sport back. People think it's a joke of a season. They call an illegitimate winner, and then you're back at the negotiating table. So we'll see. I'm not in crisis mode. But I don't know, and I'll kick it to you, Jim.
Well, you said there's no deadline, but there is one for the owners, and they're aiming at it. They just want to play the least amount of games. So that 48-game season is the deadline, right? Like they can't go past that because
right, but they don't have an actual timeline on that. Like there's no
because they can just push the playoffs back. But we also know that
they're scared.
The league doesn't want to do that. They want to play the playoffs as quickly as they can. Yeah. Remember when we heard that executive say, like 3 months ago, we heard that executive say, "Give us 6 weeks and we can put on a hell of a show." It's almost like they got excited about that idea, and now the owners just want to do that idea.
Yeah, man, and I think, again, they haven't thought of some of the ancillary fallout from that. I mean, are you going to have any starting pitchers go 6 innings? Because I don't know if they're going to build themselves up for that.
Not in a 48. No, in a 48-game season, like, if you're... Why play? if you're like,
It's 9 starts, 9 Garrett Cole starts.
yeah, and I guarantee, like, dude, I don't even know what you do. I don't know what the strategy would be. It's a circus. Like, you're gonna injure. You're not gonna injure Garrett Cole for a 48 game season.
I'll lean in hard because I've got nothing to lose. But I still think the owners they can kind of blow this thing for the sport over a month and a half of baseball, a month of baseball. I think the owners can get it down to 72, 75, 76 games or something like that. But, God, to eat it for 1 year over the past 20, 30 years, whatever it is, I don't know. I still think at some point cooler heads will prevail for the betterment of the sport, which will be for the betterment of the owners going forward. But who knows? And, you know, I think a little teaser and actually just flexing on everyone. We get to watch the Sosa McGuire Long Gone Summer Long Gone or whatever it is. And it's funny. I know, Jim, you watching it either tonight or tomorrow. But some of the same shit is looming, and some of the same shit from 1994 when baseball didn't have a season. You know, it's weird. It's one of those, hey, guys, pay attention to history because otherwise you're missing out.
What's the quote? If you don't...
Something repeating itself.
Yeah, you're doomed to repeat itself.
Life
if you ignore
imitates
history, you're
art.
doomed to repeat it.
You got to risk it for the
I
biscuit.
think it's like a Calvin Coolidge quote, who was a history teacher. I don't know. Maybe
I think
maybe
that's a
not.
Calvin and Hobbes quote.
Ooh.
Jacob Jameson. This is Ben from Oklahoma. I was listening to the voicemail, I guess, yesterday because today's Wednesday. And I heard you guys say prorate a few times, and I've heard you mention that off and on for the past few years. People say it, and I always thought I knew what it meant, but then I realized maybe I don't. Can you give me an exact definition of what a prorated salary is? Thanks, guys.
Okay, so say you pay me $100 to work 100 days. But now I'm only working 80 days. So we're just going to pay me just for the days I work. So 100 divided by 1 is $1 a day. 80 days prorated would be $80. With harder numbers, the math's harder. But basically it's just, you know, divide how much you're getting by how many days you're going to work, and then just do the math. And however many days you work, that's how much you get.
Yeah, like a price per day almost.
Mm-hmm.
Your paycheck stays the same even though you're working fewer days. You just get fewer total paychecks because only so many days.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, and the something I saw going pretty viral today because it's partially accurate, but and I know this hasn't been the biggest Mike Axissa pod, but I'll give him credit for his tweet. But he was talking about how all these offers are kind of similar. It comes out to around 33% pay. But that number is deceptive because it's not factoring in the prorated. Like the players, when they signed that deal in March, they agreed that, hey, if we get paid, you know, if we do 81 games, we expect it to be prorated. That's kind of what this whole argument is about. So that 33% number is a little deceptive because, I mean, let's say the players want 51 games, or if the players want 81 games, a half season at prorated, that's 50% of their pay. So when Mike Axis is throwing the 33% out there, that's not, like 100% isn't attainable anymore. Does that make sense?
50%, yes, yeah. But he didn't say that. It's just like, you know, 50% is what they're asking for, but now the league keeps asking for 33 repeatedly.
Right. I mean, he's showing that the league is offering the same thing in different ways, which I agree upon.
Yeah.
But I think that 33% is a deceptive number because 100% isn't attainable at this point, you know?
Yeah, I think it's, I think, his
Like
point's just the first one.
50% is kind of the best case scenario.
Yes. But yeah.
And I think a lot of people reading that tweet probably don't know that.
Oh, okay. That's probably true. I know that, so I didn't even think of it the other way.
Right.
But it is funny. It's a good tweet. I retweeted it. It's 82 games at the sliding scale was 33% salary. The next proposition was just 50 games, 100% prorated, 33% of the full salary. And then the third, today's, was 76 games at 75% prorated, 33%. So just literally, it's the $20 bill, the 2 10s, or the 4 5s. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's literally what they're doing. It's embarrassing. Do they really think people are dumb? I don't think that they actually think the public's dumb. I think they're dragging their feet to get to the 60 games or 58 games or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's... I mean, it's a little bit gnarly negotiations and just seeing what they could get. Like, they slipped in a waiver to this offer or something that wasn't there before. And we've talked previously, and go check out Talkin Baseball because we'll deep dive into it. But, the players are offering home run derbies after the season, an all-star game after the season, 2 years of expanded playoffs. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. It still, in my brain, makes sense for 70-plus games, full prorated for the betterment of the sport, but that's not always been the intention of Major League Baseball.
Future value. Though, dude, they're not in... I mean, they don't have foresight. They're not interested in the future value of the sport. Otherwise, they would have never done BAM.
What we're doing as a podcast, what we're doing as media, all of it. Baseball has kind of missed it for a little bit.
What's up, boys? It's Artie checking in. So, question for you. Who is your number one non-Yankee player to root for? Just some guy you love to watch, love to see him do well. Mine, personally, Nolan Arenado. Love watching the dude play defense. All right, looking forward to your answers. Love ya. Bye!
Bye! Yeah. Cole Tucker's awesome. Puig, man.
Cole Tucker doesn't even involve baseball for us. I could watch Cole Tucker eat cereal.
I root for Puig. His entertainment.
Yasiel.
His Yasiel Puig is... I don't know how much I'd love him on my team, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
But he's perfect to be like your favorite player that's not on your team.
Okay. That's an interesting
The antics are just funny.
Right.
He brings the energy, brings the entertainment. But if you go into a slump, who knows how those antics rub me then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, last year I was falling in love with Cunha, Ronald on the Braves. I mean, what he can do at his age. I guess I'm kind of at that point of my life. You either have to be old or young. If you're older than me, if you're still playing Major League Baseball and you're like 38 plus and you're still doing it, and I'm sore on my couch from laying the wrong way, I'm like, wow, you're incredible. If I turn it on and I see Acuna or Soto and one of those guys, and I picture myself like, throwing up on myself on a couch in college, I'm like, how do they do that? So
I got Walker Buehler and Flaherty, young studs.
Yeah.
I like the way they pitch.
They're good ones.
Walker Buehler's awesome to watch. I mean, I was talking him up before he came on the show and chatted with us. He's just like, he's a little Lincecum-esque. Just throws himself at you. Bam. Lincecum would have been a great answer back when he was pitching.
It's a good one.
Good one. All right. Next, 2 voicemails in a row here.
Hello. This is Jake's dad. That Jake. JOMBOY and Jake. I called in because I saw your subject favorite all-time, quote, bad Yankee. And the guy I'm going to give you, his name, wasn't really bad, but he wasn't that good either. He was just really likable, and he was very reliable. He was in there every day, scrapping to get singles and covering his base, and his name is Horace Clarke. And I loved watching Horace Clarke because he really wanted to play baseball and wanted more than anything to be a Yankee. Hey, you guys are great. Take care. Bye.
Pops chiming in. Did you know his affinity for Horace Clarke?
God, I hate people that start talking and then they kind of start rambling and you don't know where it's going. I'm a huge Horace Clarke pod. Thanks for calling in, fan. No, I'm not that familiar. I'm clicking around now.
Horace Clarke led the league in at-bats twice. That's big.
Yeah, I mean, seems to fit the mold. Doesn't have a home run. Doesn't have a year with more than 6 home runs. Has some good stolen bases. You know, lifetime 308 on base. Yeah, there's miles and miles of heart.
Miles and miles of heart. Yankee for 9 years.
Who was that?
Bernie Williams, I think.
I think another thing that should be mentioned, and it's timely for that call, I mean, we're officially a beard podcast.
Yeah, you got it going strong. You know what Horace Clarke's middle name was?
Let me guess. I'm thinking it is Meredith.
Meredith. How'd you guess that?
I don't know, man.
That's crazy that you just...
Spooky.
Yeah, that is nuts. Wow. That's a
Thanks
tough
for the
middle name. It's a tough middle name
Thanks
because it's purely a female name.
Thanks for the underbeard, old man.
Meredith had to be like his mom's name, right? Maybe the Clarks, you know, do you think that if they had a daughter, her name would have been Meredith Horace Clarke? Because that's funny.
I'd say there's a chance.
Okay.
I can't promise you that. I wish I would. I wish I could.
Okay. One of the most well-known faces of the Yankees teams from 1967 to 1973, that period in Yankees history has been referred to as the Horace Clarke era. Really?
Okay. I know my dad got into writing.
Your dad's editing his Wikipedia on the side.
No, this is the episode of The Office where Creed says he's been blogging or something.
Yeah.
And Ryan's just like, I opened up a Microsoft Word document for him.
Yep. Just started typing there. Clarke and Joe Mauer are the only hitters to break up 3 no-hit bids in the 9th inning. Wow, Horace Clarke, you aren't going to no-hit his team.
That's the perfect stat.
That's like a likable bad player. That's the stat right there.
Batting title, soon to be Hall of Famer, MVP Joe Mauer, and Horace Clarke.
It was in the space of 1 month. In the space of 1 month in 1970, he broke up 3 possible no-hitters in the 9th inning. One was against Joe Niekro. That's pretty cool stat, man. That's a pretty cool stat.
Wish it was against all the Necros.
Jim
brothers.
Rooker, Sonny Siebert, and Joe Niekro.
3 men hate Horace Clarke.
Yeah. As a fielder, though, the knock on Clarke was that he would not turn the double play with runners barreling in. Few ever took him out with a slide, but Clarke would hold the ball after leaping. He's, got to protect himself.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Ahead of his time.
Yeah. I love that stat. I mean, you're right. That is the perfect stat to like epitomize a Yankee that you don't like, but you like. All right. Next voicemail.
Hey, JOMBOY, this is Joseph from Hopewell, Virginia again. I was kind of curious, what was your favorite Chris Carter moment? I know he was your favorite bad Yankee of all time in 2017, so I'm just curious to see what moment just made your soul cry. Just curious. Thanks.
You looking for a bad moment or a good moment? Because I have a very easy best good moment of Chris Carter, and it's when I called his home run. The best home run call of all time.
Right.
I mean, there was that strikeout where the ball was at his eyes. I think it was Kimbrel, and he like just swung and missed. But here I have the home run call. How cool is this?
This is everything, folks. Curveball! Did he get it? Did he fucking get it? Get out, you son of a bitch! Chris Carter!
It was like a game-tying home run in the 8th. So that's my favorite moment. Did he get it? Did he fucking get it? Get out, you son of a bitch.
It's a young, energetic JOMBOY.
Okay. That was drunk John Boy. Fucking
Yep.
Chapin brought us to the game. He's like, let's get some whiskeys beforehand. And it was just like 4 fingers of whiskey. And then that game goes extra innings. Bart closes, and I'm almost I have no way home.
Everyone assumed you were talking about Bartolo Colon closing for a second, which was really exciting, and not your transportation.
Bay Area rap.
Yes.
It is funny that's the name of it. Do you have a favorite Chris Carter moment?
No, I just remember, and it might have been that Kimbrel at bat, but like it was clearly near the end. Like we are near the end of this, and there was a couple at bats where you're like, you know what, man, give us one more. Like give us get Boston or hit a walk off against Tampa Bay, or just give us something that's like, hey, this was terrible, but that's nice. And then it was just like, nope. It'd either be the high fastball, slider in the dirt, see you later. Miss you, Chris.
What are his final numbers as a Yankee?
Where's he at? I feel like he'd be perfect for like KBO.
Yeah, I think he was.
One of
I think
these
he was tearing. Last we knew, I think he was tearing it up in the Mexican League.
Yeah.
This 25 game stretch, May 5th to June 4th. 25 games, 66 at bats, 33 strikeouts.
It's about half.
9 hits. He was so bad. Oh, he's so bad. What was his final stats as a Yankee? 201, 284 on base percentage, higher than I thought. 653 OPS, also higher than I would have guessed. 8 home runs.
Home runs and walks, baby.
76 strikeouts in 62 games. That guy was bad.
What's up, boys? It is Jordan from Boston. Just listened to the crossover Talkin Yanks podcast with Joe's and the boys. Got me thinking about the first day at school after the '04 meltdown. I live in Boston. That was the worst day of my life. So my question is, what has been your favorite and least favorite days to be a Yankee fan? Like, what is the highest high and the lowest low? Thanks, boys. Go Yanks.
Yeah, we lived in Connecticut, and I remember I lived in Connecticut for 2 years, and it was '03 and '04. So it was cool because, that was peak Yankees Red Sox, peak rivalry, and we lived in, the hallways were split with fans. And we had some kids that were in our grade, I just mentioned his name, who painted his face red at school for baseball. And I was a Yankee fan that lived in where did I live before that? Illinois. So I wasn't around it, so I remember being like, this is awesome. People are crazy. And I remember after '03, the Boone home run, so happy to go walk the halls, go to Szymanski's science class, who was a diehard Red Sox fan. '04, didn't want to go to school at all. That was honestly torture. It's easily the least favorite going to school or day after game.
Yep, correct answer.
Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, those were the answers.
Did you go to school? I mean, you were closer friends with all those kids.
Me telling my mom I'm not going to school because of a sports game?
I'm just trying to get some details here. What was it like?
Killed me. You nailed all of them, man. I'm good with it.
What's up, Jimmy? What's up, Jake? How's it going? It's Caden from Plattsburgh, New York. So I'm in a Facebook group of sports centered. It's not just baseball, but sports all around. But anyway, one of the questions that was posted to the group was, what's your most heartbreaking moment as a sports fan? Now, of course, me being a huge Yankees fan, the number one heartbreaking moment is the reverse sweep in '04 with the Red Sox. So my question to you guys is, how many, if any at all, of the 27 rings would you be willing to give up in exchange for having the reverse sweep back? Maybe the Yankees don't even beat the Cardinals in the World Series that year, but they sweep the Red Sox in '04. No reverse sweep, no reverse the curse. Curse of the Bambino still a thing. How many World Series would you be willing to give that back in order to erase that from history? Thanks, guys. Go Yanks.
I'm doing a Google search.
Memory lane.
What?
Memory lane.
Yeah, memory lane. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis Cardinals have the second most World Series wins with 11. Yankees have 27. I don't want to be able to say the Yankees have the most. I don't want that taken away from us.
Yanks are good.
I think I'd trade 5 of the early ones. Can we choose the years? Like 5 in the middle?
Oh, I think it was just one. I think you just had to pick one.
Oh, you
right?
did? I thought he said how many would you trade?
Either way, yeah. I mean, it's one of. What do you got, BBD?
I thought it was how many.
How many? Okay.
Clearly,
like
you
that.
trade 1. Anyone would trade 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say the second one because you still need the first one to get on the board. And then I was gonna trade the second one, but yeah, a couple of those early ones, a couple of the, I wasn't around.
There's only like 8 teams. Who cares?
Was the 70s like a repeat or I don't know.
Yeah, no. Trade like
You cash in 3. I'm not willing to cash in 5.
not willing to cash in 5. I would have went 5.
No,
The reverse sweep sucks.
it was tough, and it fueled that franchise, but
Yeah. 3 to 5. What's everyone else's number? Here we go.
tweet at Big Baby David your number, people you've kissed in your life.
Yeah. Number people you kissed in your life, comma, number of World Series rings you trade to not be reverse swept. No other context. Just those 2 numbers. Tweeted at BBD.
Hey, JOMBOY. Hey, Jake. See you in the corner, BBD. It's Joe from North Jersey. First time, long time. Just wanted to call in and ask, looking at the schedule, obviously we're missing out on half of it, all of it at this point. What is a matchup you guys would have really liked to watch that we missed at this point? For me, I'm going to go Texas Rangers. Completely new staff, new lineup, just a lot of unknowns with that team. Are they going to be really good? Are they going to be, middling? I would have loved to see that. I want to get your guys' thoughts. I'll shut up and listen.
I haven't tortured myself. One of our employees, Bill, showed us that like every day on his Apple Watch, it says what game would be playing, and then it just says postponed. I'm like, holy smokes, I would not be able to do that. I haven't. So like, every now and then, like we should be playing the Pirates tonight. Like I haven't tortured myself and looked at the schedule. Obviously, Houston's a big one. Like, going to Houston and playing would have been pretty cool. What other matchups, Jake, do you have? I have another one, but I'll let you go first.
I think I'm in division, man. I think I would have loved to see, the Baby Jays definitely thought that they were going to take their best hack at us this year, and if they had their rotation lined up, maybe like, Ryu, Anderson, and Roark, something like that. Like, that would have been a really fun series, or maybe they give Nate Pearson, big-time prospect, for them a chance, and like the Baby Rays. I'm just picturing them coming in. They're above 500. They're trying to show that they're here for the division and see if the Yankees swing back. Or just like a heated Rays match, man.
That was my second.
I was big on the Rays, and like, dude, if those guys took a leap, I mean, Glasnow's special dude. And our Ryan Yarborough, human rain delay, but our buddy. It would have been fun to see, those teams would come in swinging for the AL East, and those would be big games for them. And I think those are the series that I'm most bummed out on. I'm missing. The Rangers was a good pick, though. You and I have been excited about them since they've had their offseason.
Yeah, and a new stadium and all that. I don't know if they would have been going there, but the Rangers is going. The Rays is where I was going to go to. Like the Astros is the easy one. The Rays, if they had their pitching going and all that stuff, and hopefully we win. A lot of good teams in the AL. Well, not really. But like I just looked at the schedule and saw the A's as well, and like that'd be fun. But the West Coast trip,
that's a good one.
Not interesting.
They're a fun team, but yeah, I feel that's. And I guess what kind of psyched me out of those teams is that it like rarely lines up and works out.
Mm-hmm.
Like our 3-game set with the Texas Rangers could have been Hap, Monty, and like an opener day. And it's like, well, was that our best effort? You've got a question.
I've got one. June 26th, 27th, and 28th, the Cubs were coming to New York. That
was my answer.
That's always fun. I believe we were going to go to Sunday Night Baseball against the Cubs as an office. I think we were going to Adani Suites. Adoni.
Something like that.
Yeah. God damn it, whoever called this. Joe, just making me be sad.
Brewers trip was going to be fun.
Brewers trip.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, tough memory lane the past 3 Qs.
This is like future memory lane. Or...
Hey, JOMBOY Jake, Bill from Austin. So I was wondering if CC Sabathia ever decided to come out of retirement, would you welcome him back to the team without even so much as a tryout? Or would you say, CC, we love you, but it's time to move on? Just wanted to hear your thoughts. Go Yanks.
You put him in the pen. You'd bring him back for spring training, see if he wants to be a lefty reliever for clubhouse stuff. You'd be very hesitant to do it. You'd hope he doesn't ask. That's where I'm at. You hope he doesn't ask.
Interesting.
Then you don't have the Bernie situation.
Yeah, I think you go see him once. You're like, hey, see, we just got to see the big dog eat one time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, we want you, we love you. If you could show us that you can let loose, we'll give you a spot in the pen. Yeah.
Be fun to have him out there. He said he was going to come back to be a bullpen role. So, like, I wonder how negotiations and all that would have went. But I do think that Cashman knows his value in the clubhouse. And just around the
clubhouse. Throw a couple innings. Look at some of the Yankee guys who threw a couple innings last year.
That's a fun game. It's a scary game. You got some?
Take Chance Adams' job.
Yeah.
I could bring some up. I was looking at the 2020 Blue Jays.
Chance Adams. I mean, see. Joe, who had the dad that was...
Adonis Rosa.
Adonis Rosa's funny.
Let's see. Let's see if I can scrounge up some innings. Oh, internet, you're going to fight me now.
Oh.
Let's see. All right, we got innings from Adonis Rosa, Ryan Dull, Brady Lale, Joe Mantiply, Jake Barrett.
Wait. Who's Ryan Dull? I don't remember Ryan Dull at all.
Ryan Dull was end of the year. I think we picked him up off of waivers, and he was around.
Oh, I remember making Dull jokes now.
Yeah. And I think we got him either end of August or September, so it's like, well, we might as well just keep him up here.
Tyler
Corey
Lyons
Gearin show. How electric was that? The Tarps on. Tarpley, Chance Adams. Nestor Cortez through 66.2 innings.
We give CC some of those innings.
Yeah.
All right.
CC could find a spot.
All right. I like it. This is a good way to frame it.
Hey, JOMBOY. Hey, Jake. It's Joe from Ohio. Huge fan. With the last 2 weeks of the Hall of Fame questions that popped up, I was actually curious what you guys' opinion was. Who do you think is, like, your dark horse of active players in the Hall? Like, maybe a guy that's, in your opinion, putting up Hall of Fame production, but isn't necessarily getting talked about like that. Personally, mine's got to be Freddie Freeman. Anyways, curious where you guys land on that. Love the podcast. Love the breakdowns. Have a good one, guys. Go Yanks.
Man, do you have anyone in the chamber? I certainly don't. I'd have to really think and not be able to do this on the spot.
I couldn't hear it that well. It's who's on a Hall of Fame path that nobody's really talking about.
Yeah, kind of. Dark horse. He said Freddie Freeman, which is good. Freddie Freeman has now had 10 years in a row. I mean, I'm not counting. Well, in 2010, he played 20 games. So from his rookie season on, he's got a 137 OPS plus with an 885 OPS, 294 batting average, 380 on base percentage. Freddie Freeman's been doing the damn thing for 10 years now.
Yeah, I mean,
9.
Is Buster Posey there? Did he have a long enough peak? I mean, as a catcher, I don't know. I guess it's kind of how he finishes up a little bit. He's got an MVP. Gary Sanchez, people forget how good of a start he is on his career.
Buster Posey's got a good case. Rookie of the Year, MVP, 3 World Series. 128 OPS plus as a catcher.
He's fallen off pretty hard, which is, I mean, that's kind of the story of baseball, but he's an interesting one.
Yeah. In 2018, he had a 108 OPS plus, so it's for a catcher, that's still rather good.
I know Greinke was like the sexy fake combo last year, but I think almost everyone agrees that like he's in.
Greinke's been really good for a while. Like he's been at many different ages. At 26 at the trade deadline, commodity, right? At 28 trade deadline, commodity. At 31 free agent, commodity. At 35 trade deadline, commodity. So I think that's a good way to judge if you're like that's a long stretch of him being wanted on teams. And the numbers back it up as well. But just the fact that, like, no matter for the last 15 years, it's been like you want Greinke on your team if you're going to win? Yes. It's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
I've got a couple if you don't mind me.
Yeah, who you
sharing.
got?
The first one I have, not an original, but Foolish Baseball had a video like a month or two ago making the case for Andrelton Simmons because, like, by all the different advanced metrics, he's like far and away like the best defender ever, and the hitting's there if you look at the precedent that's already been set with like Ozzie Smith being in. Because I didn't think I was going to be swayed on that one, but he like showed enough information. I was like, all right, cool.
The hitting's so bad.
But if you look at some other guys who were like all glove,
but Ozzie Smith played for 20 seasons.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ozzie Smith and Vizquel did it for 2 decades. Like, if Andrelton can do it at shortstop for that long, I've got no problem.
But he's not even through one.
There's
decade.
a world where he's on the path. But the one I just thought of, because and for every Babe Ruth, there's the Harold Baines guys who you sneak in. You're like, how'd he get in?
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of that discussion. But the guy I've like. Over this second off season, I realized has had a sneaky good career. Kyle Hendricks has been like really good. He needs to do it for a long time. He needs to keep going. He's only 29 now, but he has the Cubs World Series, led the league in ERA.
Dude, he is. Wow, he's got a 3.14 career ERA and a 1.32 career ERA plus. Cy Young votes, MVP votes in that one season. Led the league in ERA and ERA plus once. But again, we're looking at 6 years.
Yeah.
He needs to do it for a while.
But that is the question on the path. But I mean, he'd need to double this. But that is way more impressive than I thought. Kyle Hendricks. I like him. I like smart pitchers.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do it for like 8 more years, Kyle.
Yeah.
What's up, boys? This is Pete from Tennessee, second-time caller. This is sort of a crossover question. John and Jake TV, Talkin Yanks crossover question. But I was watching Baggage, and it got me thinking, which Yankees would you love to see on Baggage? And what would some of their baggage be?
Oh,
like,
okay.
I know Chad Green saw a ghost one time in his apartment or something. Like, just picture your DJ LeMahieu. Like, what is his baggage going to be on that show? Anybody who hasn't seen Watching Baggage on YouTube, JOMBOY and Jake TV, go check it out. It's great content. So, yeah, let me know.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks for the endorsement. I feel like someone asked this before, and we said we didn't want to do it because it's basically just talking shit about Yankees players. But
right,
the Chad Green one's great. Like, I'm being haunted by a ghost. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you don't know baggage, it's you just reveal personal baggage in a dating show, and you like open a bag, and it's like, I sleep with toads. You gotta explain it. I just thought of a good one while he was saying that, and I forget it now, which is bullshit, and I'm upset about it.
Yeah, I think we kind of didn't put it on our silly hats before because, again, baggage, it's kind of people airing stuff out there. But, I mean, like DJ LeMahieu's would be like, I won't talk to you.
Yeah, I average 20 words a day. That's DJ LeMahieu's.
That's a good one.
I just had it again, and I forget it again.
Oh, my God. Tyler Wade would be like, I've hooked up with 2 girls in one night. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling the world this.
Brett Gardner's would be, I do 14-hour road trips silent.
Yeah, you got to phrase it differently.
Yeah, I don't know how you phrase it, but
I only drive in silence.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Tommy Canley can say, Red Bull. I'm a Red Bull addict. I'm a recovering Red Bull addict. I'm really loud.
I'm just loud.
Stan Stan would be funny on the show. I don't know what his baggage would be.
Yeah, again, it would be like a hokey baggage. Like I get manicures and pedicures every other week and be like, holy cow.
Yeah. But I don't know. Stan's actually sillier than people think, so I think he might come with
What's that about?
I think he might come with it.
Okay.
Clint would be like, I love my cats more than I love you. I love my shoes more than I love my cats, which is more than I'll ever love you.
He'd have a themed baggage going. I like that.
Yeah.
Aaron Hicks, like if I'm golf or baseball all day for me, and they'd be like, is that an end statement? Is that the full thing?
I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
What Aaron Judge can be like, I'm a giant.
Too big.
I'm just too big. That'd be good.
Okay.
Cool. Send in what the baggages would be if you want to get involved. I'm trying to think on more, but I can't.
It's okay.
I'm too big.
Kyle Higashioka, I don't like small talk.
Not Mike Talkman, I'm very thorough.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good.
Thorough.
Glaber Torres, I'm too cute.
Tyro Estrada, I've been shot in the leg.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I eat bullets.
Wow. The Bullet Eater.
Yeah.
That'd be badass. It's a good nickname. I mean, I don't know if we can call him Bullet,
I miss
but
you, Tyro.
Just a great nickname. Bullet Estrada. It's great. All right. I think that wraps up Talkin' Yanks. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We will be back on Friday with another episode. Hopefully we'll be back in the office, Jake, sitting next to each other, having fun, dancing, maybe.
Interview, right?
Do we have someone lined up? I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Stay tuned and find out. See you then.
Go Yanks.
Shit. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.